Press.
There we go.
There
Welcome
we
back. Yeah, we know. We know.
Yeah,
That's pretty funny.
I'm still gonna have bad quality for a second. I had to reset my thing. Just
Your connection.
I know it's going to be bad,
I said in chat technical difficulties. We will be back as soon as possible.
hopefully it's still in one piece. No, it's not.
Nope.
Never mind. I see an necessary bot already showed up.
Yep.
But
yeah, we had more.
Wait,
There was more
yeah.
that that's one.
True.
Yeah, we're back. Never mind.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Come
apologies for that, everyone. We had technical difficulties on our part.
There was a knoll chewing on the dungeon cables.
Yeah, I had a couple of gnolls chewing on my ethereal plane tethers. After all, I need to see into my realm in order to tell what these adventurers are doing. Because without me being around, I mean, all shit can break loose. Look, we have a wisp.
Okay, so since we're back, so I repeat the question I asked right before the crash.
What was the question?
I was asking Rich, what time of day is it in right now?
Oh yeah.
If we could see.
So for everyone who needs to know, the time of day in game is dusk. As you look up, you can see that the sun is setting. The sky is becoming an amber orange as the sun closes on this day. Now,
Jenny's just gonna point. Oh, sorry.
you have a choice. You can continue on to find a safe spot to potentially camp for the night, or you can pitch here for the evening.
I believe Kata's character was going to say something, but people kept talking over him.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Adrian.
Before.
It was Kata.
Kata?
I mean, I'm good to keep going if we want. Roxas, do we want to save this bod? Even if we can.
I mean, we just fought a whole bunch of goblins.
We did.
It didn't help, so I'm pretty pissed.
He did kind of just run away.
He did. So I think I agree with the slime that we should probably rest.
Okay. So if that's what everyone wants, then we can.
I mean, I don't speak for the entire group. I'm speaking between me and Adrian. Kirian, is that okay with you?
I would prefer somewhere a bit safer, if I am to be fully honest.
Valid.
Rich, can I do something real fast?
Sure, go for it.
Okay. Let me get the marker. How high up would you say? Let me get the ping. How high up would you say this tree is? Like the lowest branch.
The lowest branch, about 30 feet up.
Okay, and how high is it at tallest? The tallest branch?
About 70.
Okay. Okay. Jenny's gonna say, "Give me 1 second," and he's gonna he's going to go up to the tree and use his spider climb ability because he's constantly under because he's a slime. He's going to climb up as tall as he can without where it's like because he's stuck to the tree and he's going to just see if he could see any like one he's going to try to see if he can look for where the smoke if there's smoke coming from where the goblins are. And then he's gonna see if there's anything like a nearby spot or cave or opening or just some spot looks safe. So would I have to roll perception for that?
Yeah.
I guess I'd have to roll 3 perceptions. 1 for looking for the goblin camp, 2 looking for a safe spot, and 3
No,
anything
just
else
do
I have to do.
just do perception in general.
Oh, just one straight up. Okay, gotcha. Oh my god!
20?
Nat 20.
Let's go.
Okay.
Fuck yes!
So, Jenny, from where you are on top of the tree, you can't see any smoke nearby, meaning there's no camp. However, you see a small little outcrop that looks like a perfect place for a camp. And it's not too far away from here. It only would take maybe a 10-minute walk.
Okay, so I'll go back down the tree, and I'll basically tell the party. So I didn't see no camp, so either they don't got a camp set up, they've been wandering, or they might be in a cave, but I didn't see one. But I did see an outcrop about 10-minute walk from here. We could probably set up camp there.
Is that like enough for Kieran to feel safe though? Is it out in the open?
What's it, Rich?
No, it's very secluded. There's a lot of tree coverage. Enough for a certain ranger to camp in the trees if they so needed to.
I'm so excited.
Also, question, Jeremy, do you say Kieran was a rogue?
Yes.
Would Jenny notice, or would he have just a guess from seeing you fight?
I kind of have it set so it shows a bit in how he goes around both fighting and navigating.
Okay. Jenny's gonna look at rocks and go. It looks very secluded in that alcove. And I don't know, but maybe Karen, do you think would you be able to set up any traps and if anyone did try to approach it like this, maybe like I think they're trip rods or something. I don't know. You know, like how when you put a rope to try to catch a rabbit. Like, would you be able to like a trip rope?
You mean setting up a
Unfortunately,
trap?
I do not have that expertise.
Ha.
But if you say it's secluded, I think it should be fine. Do you feel safe with that, Kieran?
He gives a simple nod, and even his tail affirms that with a faint little wag.
Oh my gosh, that's
Very faint.
We could also take shifts during the night, keeping watch.
me and Adrian could watch. I mean, we only need not that much sleep. And we can also, gather food.
Fair enough. Well,
If that's okay with you,
is that
Adrian.
an agreement?
Yes,
Yeah.
That would be fine.
Okay, with that being agreed upon, you all venture out towards the direction of the alcove that Jenny points out. And 10 minutes go by, and you reach the little alcove. As you can tell, there is enough space here to be able to see anything coming from any angle. But it also gives a fair view of like foliage.
Oh, so let me get my
Oh, so
token.
what side are we coming from?
You would be coming in. You'll be coming in from. You'll be coming in from here. So as you enter, you can see that this does in fact look like an alcove, but it looks like as if there was once a camp here. There's trees that are missing that looks like a camp could have been set here.
Rich, can I roll for a funny?
For a what?
I have 50 feet
What?
of rope of me, and from where Adrian and Rox are standing, that's about 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
After everyone's moved past, can I attempt to take some of the rope and just put a low to the ground tripwire, like with the rope, just so that if someone does try to approach us in the night, they won't. It would just make them fall. We probably hear them stumble, and everything. Would you allow me to roll for that? Like,
Sure,
I'm thinking
go
it would
for
be a
it.
survival. Okay, I'm guessing it's a survival. Let's see what my stats are. Survival is +1. 14 plus 1. That's a 15.
You succeed.
So Jenny just crouches down, like from the tree where Rox is and Adrian, and I just like tie rope low to the ground just so it's not high enough that they could see it, but low enough that it will at least snag their foot and fall and trip.
Makes sense. So, as you all move in to set up camp, each of you can take in turns to decide on what you want to do here. This is your moment to kind of get to know each other a little bit more.
Ah.
Yes, Adrian? Doing a
Just
lot of sign over there.
ah,
Hmm.
I
Well, he is
look
a.
over at the
I was gonna say he is a druid.
the. You said it was the burnt remains of a campsite there.
Yeah, it looks like that there could have been a camp here because of like how the positioning of like the trees around you are set. It looks like as if there could have been like camps put into corners, as if something or someone has been here before.
Yeah, not burnt, but just like it was here, but then they packed up and left, basically.
Well, basically, it looks like a
Hmm.
camp, but primarily it hasn't been used in like years, so nature has kind of taken it back over.
Okay, okay. I was gonna say, I was gonna ask, how recent does it look like?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
you can see certain stumps there from more left over from like cut down trees that might have been used for firewood.
Well, Roxas, did you think this was our journeys would have gone this way?
Honestly, no.
As he
I
bends over and starts picking up some sticks.
would think that we would be on to the next city if not sleeping on the floor somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
And instead we're now sleeping on the grass.
I don't think that's much better. The last time I slept outside, I just
Well, that was when we were
always
little, though.
I just kept finding a bunch of rocks every time. Like,
Yeah.
man.
But it was so cool how you blew this guy's head off.
Yes, I suppose. Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah. And your aim was pretty nice too. Very accurate, very precise. I see you were practicing
I mean,
before.
well, yeah. Let's say when my dad was teaching me about uh physical might and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
say being physical with everything that you do, and it only works well. And as he's saying this, he's gathering up more and more branches and whatnot, bringing it over to a couple of the stumps. So that we have some just natural seating. And he'll sort of start piling it up.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Kieran? Suppose I never really actually said your name earlier.
Kieran was sort of half, like, not really listening, as he was sort of looking around and kind of lost in his own memories.
Can I cast a spell? I want to cast a message to Kieran.
Sure. Go for us.
Okay, so Rock is gonna look at Kieran. Gonna close her eyes. She's gonna focus on Kieran, and then she's gonna say, "Are you doing okay?"
So, Kieran, as you're in your state of thought, these words manifest in front of you as if taking up your vision. You can see the message clear as day in front of you, as if someone has written them in the air.
It, that sort of stops him to back out of his thoughts, and he he flinches a little bit and sort of he shakes his head a bit to gather himself, and
Hmm.
there's a look of confusion. He's never
And
had that happen to him before.
But apart from the message that you saw, you swear you could hear Roxas's voice as the message manifested.
He takes a he walks a bit closer to Roxas in Adrian, and he gives a little nod of affirmation and says, "I'm fine. However, I'm gonna go for a deception."
Oh, this is gonna be good. Go for it.
okay.
Oh,
Who are you trying to deceive?
Kieran in particular.
So,
Wait, what?
wait, you're trying to deceive
They're
the
tr-
self?
they're trying to
No!
deceive themselves. Yo, let's go.
Roxas,
Quit lying
brain!
to yourself! Quit lying to yourself!
I need you to roll deception and then
Out of it.
insight on
Snap
yourself.
out of it.
My brain is now braining. I'm at Roxas.
Snap out of it.
I'm at
There
Roxas.
So,
This is getting ridiculous. Now there's 2 of them.
I met Roxas.
Oh man, that's too good.
Okay, then I need to roll insight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what? 17 plus 2. 19.
Ooh.
You deceived me because I rolled a 15.
Oh, gee. Nice one.
You rolled a 19.
Yes.
Yeah, and Roxas
So
got a,
Dylan went-
I got a
and then
15.
Roxas got a 15. So Kieran
with my
successfully
So-
side of
deceived Roxas.
19.
I have a
And
question.
Mhm.
Because basically Jenny was originally walking over to talk to Karen, so he was like, probably would turn and watch Karen walk away. Would he have rolled insight or no?
No.
Or not
because the message is only
it's
for Kieran. Kieran
Yeah.
is the only person who could hear it.
Gotcha.
yeah,
gotcha,
it
okay.
was it was
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because I actually
Mhm.
did mention that
Um,
earlier. I said to Kieran, I said only you can see this message.
Ah, okay.
yeah, that is also how a message works, if I remember
Mhm.
correctly too.
Mhm.
Yes.
I thought
it's
you,
only
I thought
for one
I
person.
thought Roxas said something after they
Choosing.
cast it too. I thought Karen walked over and then Roxas
No.
sent out a message. Okay, never mind.
Okay, so
And it's at that point, I'll just stand up and go, that looks good. Doing that. And I'll snap and cause the pile of sticks that I've placed on the ground to spark to life and fire.
Ooh.
What, you set your
I haven't-
fingers?
Yes.
I
nice.
think I saw a military guy do that once. Apparently he wanted to become head of the military and he was obsessed with miniskirts.
That is oddly specific.
I know, right?
What?
Mhm. So as you all,
Oh, I say, Jenny did want to talk to Karen though. Jenny's gonna
yeah.
walk over to Karen. Oh, what was it? Oh,
Ignore that. That's for in a minute.
okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, well, while you're doing that,
I gotta
Jenny
pretend I
walks,
can see that.
Jenny walks over to Karen and goes, "So earlier when we found them goblins, saw you got upset about what that goblin called you. Is there a reason for that?" Basically, he's referring to when the goblin called Karen short.
It wasn't the goblin I called Kieran Sword.
No, it wasn't during the fight. I thought.
No. It was when Barbados.
Oh, okay. So let me check. I was like, I saw
Yeah.
that Bard. Let me check it. That Bard called. You got upset when Bard called you something. Any reason for that?
I just don't. One thing I do not like is people calling me small. Even if it is true. I would rather not be called that.
Honestly, I know how you feel. I actually don't like my name. I mean, why would some asshole leave his wife and kid, but before he leaves them, he names their only son a girl's name. So I know how you feel being called something you don't like. The only thing is, sometimes you just gotta deal with it. You gotta grow strong to be able to deal with the people that call you it. And if they don't listen to you when you tell them not to call them it, when they call you it, that's when you give them a sock to the face.
I will
So,
say one thing out of character. Back in
Mhm.
tavern, I didn't have a chance to say this, but when the goblin called Kieran's sword, he also got a little bit upset. I didn't get a chance to say it back then.
Mhm.
No, it showed in your voice. That's why
Yeah.
Roxas got up.
Mhm. But
Adrian only got up because,
Was that
Cass
obvious?
Mhm.
Also, Jenny's gonna just walk over here and like sit under the tree, and he's gonna go. I understand there's a fire and it does get cold tonight, but slimes and if in case it rains, slimes and water not a good combination.
So if I cast Druidcraft and water to come down, you just melt?
You don't like water?
Oh no, it's not that I don't like water. It's just
Oh.
too much water. I'm not sure. Haven't really experienced myself. I've only been on in lot drizzles, but
Do you get
depending
bloated or
on
something?
no. Listen. Depending on how much water in the top of Illid, they can either dissolve, which is sometimes happens, or like if they fell in the ocean, obviously they might dissolve. But like sometimes, depending on how much water, they might actually grow. And
Rox
he passes something. I don't want to put on a little extra weight.
Roxas has a grin on her face. And she's like, okay. And then she's gonna pretend to cast Druidcraft just because she wants to mess with Jenny. Of course, she's not successful. She doesn't know the spell. But just to kind of like scare Jenny a little bit.
Yeah.
My
Also,
God, that's-
Rich, how sturdy the branches on the tree look?
They're pretty sturdy. I mean, these trees
Okay.
haven't been disrupted by anything.
So Jenny's just gonna probably climb probably about probably like to. I'm trying. How tall is this tree, by the way?
About 50 feet.
Okay, so he probably climbs about like 15 feet up to a branch there and just goes. I'll sleep here for a night, but I can keep an eye on anything if it pops up. And he's just gonna lean against the tree unless he's just gonna like just rest up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he
This
was a
also
scare.
as he's resting just so he can recover his HP too.
That's true.
yeah.
No worries.
And
I could still show you. We could still work on your magic.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And if I may, as you are about to do your magic lesson with Roxas, Adrian, all of you hear a sort of and by the sound of it, it's quite close. And it's
Are you
big.
fucking kidding me?
Can I see it from where I am at?
Yes, you can. So,
Okay.
so
What do I see?
wait,
So from where you are, you can see on the other side of the trees from where your camp is, you see an adult owlbear just casually minding its own business, scavenging for food.
and
Okay.
Kieran would also. I feel like Kieran would also have line of sight of it.
Yeah, you're actually in direct line. Actually, technically, Kieran, theoretically speaking, you're actually in direct line of sight of this thing. So you can see this clearly, and obviously you can see it too. Adrian
What I ha-
can barely see it.
Adrian could barely see it. Roxas could slightly see it.
However, as the
Question,
owlbear,
would I have
See
any
it from
knowledge of
above.
what an
No.
owl bear is? I mean, would I have any knowledge of what they do or anything, or would I have their history?
no, you'd have to do like
Okay.
you'd have to do like animal handling if you know
Okay.
how,
Oh,
how they
good.
are.
Okay.
Actually, no, that would be nature.
Oh yeah, nature. Sorry, you'd have to
Okay,
do
let me see,
a nature
nature.
check to see if you know exactly what an
Ah,
owlbear is known for or what they're capable of.
Let's see. 16.
I got a
Oh.
17.
Okay, give me a second.
I
I want-
suppose I
I-
should roll as well.
I'm so
Yeah,
excited right
yeah,
now.
like,
I want to try this
You know,
out.
let's see if Kira knows. 13 plus 2. 15.
16. Ah.
All of us got pretty decent rolls.
Okay, so let's have a look here. So, what are all the rolls?
have
Mine,
17.
I believe mine was 16.
16.
My 15. And Roxas's was 17.
Yes.
So Kieran and Adrian, or I think it's sorry, Jenny and Kieran, have a vague knowledge of owlbears. Roxas seems to know a lot more about owlbears.
Heck yeah, I do.
So as you heard that screech, Roxas, you know exactly what sound that was. Before Jenny or Kieran can even tell you what it is, you immediately pick up on the sound that of whatever that was. And just as you're about to tell the party what it was, you see it coming into view.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay.
You see it's just
Mhm.
pecking the ground, kind of digging into the dirt, looking for food.
Am I so where's the owl bear right now?
You're basically directly across from it.
Yeah,
So
you're
from
you're
what
in.
from a ro-
So
About-
everyone has direct sight on
It-
this thing. You can
It's
all
50
see it.
feet from you.
okay, I was gonna say from
Yeah.
what our rolls,
cool.
what would Jenny and Kieran know about owl bears?
You only know about like their lifespan and what they eat.
Hmm.
However,
Can I
That would make sense.
However, Roxas would know everything about them from life cycle, diet, how to care for them, especially if they show up as little pups.
I know they're so cute.
Honestly,
Hmm.
baby owl bears are fucking adorable.
They are very adorable.
So as you are witnessing this owlbear, you notice the owlbear turns to you, Roxas, and is directly looking at you.
Oh, I feel so okay. Can I cast Speak with Animals?
You may, but as you do, you notice that the owlbear is now walking towards you.
Okay, that's completely fine with me.
Jenny is keeping his eyes on it this entire time.
Same
Adrian
goes
as
for
well,
Kieran.
watching.
And just right
In
beside you,
Director.
Roxas, the owlbear stops. It
I'm gonna
doesn't
cast.
it doesn't seem to
go ahead.
attack, but it seems curious of you as you watch its head tilt.
I'm going to kind of reach my hand out, waiting for it to kind of like either smell my hand or let me pet its head or something.
Okay, as you put your hand out, you can see that the owlbear seems uneasy, as
Oh,
if
okay.
they're startled. You
Okay.
see as they're starting to stamp their feet, as if giving a warning.
You can speak to it.
I know, just give me a second. I'm just really excited right now. Okay, I'm going to now cast Speak with Animals, and I'm gonna say, I may be a little rusty because I'm first time I'm trying to talk to you. But we mean you no harm. Do you need anything? Do you need food, water? Are you hurt?
The elevator stares at you for a moment, and then it lays down. Keeping focus on you, Roxas, the owlbear looks at you. You, friend. Me, no harm.
Oh my gosh, give me a second.
While staring at you, Roxas, it bows its head.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Roxas is
I-
going to go up.
Adrian's going to palm a spell of Goodberry and slip it into your hand.
Ooh.
There, Roxas.
I'm going
Yo.
to pet the owl bear's head and say, I have a few berries here that my friend over there gave me. Would you like some?
The owlbear looks at you, Adrian. A little bit wary. And then looks at Roxas once more. Food, good.
I'm still holding out my hand for the berries for it to eat it.
So the owlbear comes closer to you and gently uses its beak to take the berry from your hand. And you watch as it eats the berry in front of you.
Oh my gosh.
Also out of character, or out of DM here. Like, I don't actually have one per se. Unless there actually is one. Give me a second, I'm gonna see if there's actually a token for this.
Wait. Is what I think it is. I swear to God, this is what I think it is.
I have another question. Can I tame this owl? I want to try.
He's so much faith He's so much faith in this.
I think.
But
Is that what through animal
But-
handling? I don't know.
here is how this. Here's what you notice. It allows you to put your hand on its head, as if allowing you to pet it. And as your
I'm
hand
going to pet it.
and as your hand touches the feathers on its head, you get a vision.
Oh shit.
This owlbear is allowing you to see what it sees.
Ooh.
Magical owl bear.
And you see, this owlbear is not alone.
Oh
It has two babies.
my gosh, can I tame them all?
That was
Rest
an
in peace,
entirely out
headphone
of character
users.
squeak. That was an entirely out of character squeak.
Okay, I'm going to cast message on Adrian. So I'm gonna turn around and cast message to Adrian, and I'm gonna say,
Wait, one
This-
sec. You said you cast speak animals. Would that be if?
no one can understand me.
Yeah.
Only
No,
the
I
owl
was gonna
bear.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I
it's
was gonna
only
say,
the owl bear.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, if you cast message, won't that interrupt speak good animals?
No.
No.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Never mind.
It's a
Since it's not verbal.
Oh, it's not
verbal
concentration.
thing.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
They just have
I
it.
didn't know.
for 10
I didn't know
minutes.
if speak animals was
Yeah.
concentration or not.
I think it's a feat or a trait that they can have.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought that was a magic spell.
No, it's a spell.
Well,
Yeah,
it
it
can
is
be
a
a spell, but some made it
But some
and whatnot.
Oh,
can
that's right.
actually
Okay,
pick
kind
it
of
up
like
as a
how
trait.
kind
Yeah,
of
but
how I
there
have
is no
spider walk.
concentration.
Yeah, that's what
Kinda
I mean.
like-
Yeah.
So it's a trait like how I have spider walk constantly.
Yeah.
or
Okay.
or
Okay,
like
just
how
confused.
I have or like how I have charm person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just checking.
All right.
I'm going to look at Adrian in hopes that he could see me. And once he stares at me, I'm going to cast message and I'm going to say, this owl bear has 2 owl bear babies, and I believe it is just looking for food. You can like give me
I'll
more
pass-
berries.
I'll pass you 2 more berries.
Frog's gonna turn
Question.
around.
Yes.
Can Jenny see them passing the berries?
I'm
Can I?
not
I
being
was thinking-
secretive about these 2 berries.
Okay, so
Yeah.
while doing
yeah.
that, could Jenny see if they spot any berry bushes nearby?
What's a
You,
spell?
No,
The berries
I mean
fell.
like natural berry bushes. I mean,
Oh.
like any bushes like with natural berries, like in the area we're around.
well, it's true because usually owlbears are like secluded in caves, but this one is out in the open, as if
In the-
it's scavenging for something, as if it
That's
is
what I'm
looking
saying.
for food. So maybe, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, you can look for, see if there's berry bushes around. I mean, you are
That
at
would
the
would
edge
that be
of a
nature
forest.
or survival?
Probably survival because you'll be able to.
Okay.
Well, it could be both really. Nature to see if there are berry bushes around, but survival to see if there's any edible berries.
So survival says as long as they follow tracks, boards, find a trail, or avoid natural hazards.
Okay, then it would be
Hmm.
nature.
I have
Okay, so
another
Let me
question.
roll. Let me roll.
So if I tame this
I
owl
rolled a
bear,
10.
do I get the babies as like an
my
included part of this
God.
package?
You,
Oh my god!
do you know what? Interesting question. If you somehow manage to tame the owlbear mother, or as they will be called, the owlbear matriarch, you will gain the 2 owlbear cubs as companions.
Okay. Okay.
But you get the
Oh, I
owlbear
rolled
Right.
but you get the owlbear matriarch as a mount.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
I rolled a 10 for nature to see if I can find it. I don't know if I can spy anything from up here.
With your spell, Roxas, as being message, I will respond to who I will use my thing to respond to that message as well. And say, I can always cast more good berry.
Then why don't you? I need more than just 2 berries.
Because it costs. That's a spell. I
Oh,
can only do it so many times, but I can at least do it once a day, no problem.
okay. Can you look for more berries then?
How many berries do you want?
I want a lot. I want this owl bear.
I'll pass you the other 7 berries.
Rich,
Thank
did I
you.
did I spot any berry bushes? Because like I said, I rolled a 10.
You spot 2 berry bushes.
Where would they be at?
So the first one that you would have seen from your point of view, since you're up the tree, the first one is going to be like over here somewhere. And then there's
Okay.
another one. There's another one like off in the distance,
Oh,
but it's enough that you can tell the difference between a bush and a berry bush, or like a shrub
Okay.
and one that's bearing fruit.
Okay, so while Rox is dealing with the owl bear, I'm going to see like basically spark ooze down the tree and go to the berry bush to start collecting for her.
Mm-hmm.
Roxas is going to, with the 7 berries, lay them down by the owl bear, and she's gonna say, "These are for you and your babies." I believe. I don't know anyone, but these are for you.
The
And
owlbear stands up on all fours again and comes closer to you, Roxas. You are literally like inches between you and this owlbear. Like, put into perspective, your nose is so close to actually touching their beak. They're like
Oh my
staring
gosh, I'm
right
so
at you.
excited. Roxas's eyes are really big. She has a huge smile right now. And then she's gonna say, you know, if you stay with us, you can bring your babies along and we can feed you lots of good food. And your babies would be safe.
And by the way, Rich, I rolled a 14 on survival for foraging for berries.
Okay.
Whatever I bring, whatever I forage, I'll bring over to Roxas.
Oh, thank you. How many
Well,
did you get?
Well, Rich got to tell me how many I got.
So, Jenny, while scavenging these berry bushes, you managed to accumulate 20 berries.
Ooh.
20. I'm about to tame this owl bear, girl.
I mean, the first one you
Oh.
gave
So
him is
I take the long way around, so I'm not like imposing on the owl bear to move over here to hand Roxas the berries.
Rox says it's gonna turn around and she'd be like, "Oh my gosh, thank you."
Well, I mean, you would have seen me. You probably would have seen me walk around because I was just basically keeping my distance. Cause I didn't want the owl bear to like be like, "Oh, this guy's getting close." I was like, I basically was taking like the long way we could see me, but and letting the owl bear know.
Trust
I'm
me,
keeping my
Roxas did not notice any of that. She
Oh,
she
gotcha,
is
gotcha.
excited. She is
Gotcha.
fixated on this owl bear.
Yeah.
However, as you came around the elder caught sight of you, Jenny, and in hesitation, it actually backs
Well, I was.
up because you
Oh.
startled it.
Oh well, I was going to say, like I said, I was basically walking slowly where the owl bear could see me walking slowly, and I would keep my distance.
Yeah, but the
That's
fact
Yeah,
what
but
I
the
was-
owl bear noticed
thing
you.
is,
But the
the
thing
owl bear
is-
was focused on Roxas.
Yeah, and the thing is, you came up from behind it, so you startled it.
Okay.
So,
Well, I
with
hand her the
that,
berries, then I back off. I back
so
off.
with that, because you startled it, the elder runs back into
No!
the alcove.
So close, Jenny. Why?
I was trying to help.
It's okay.
I was like, wait, hold on a sec. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. So, Jenny walks over here where, so Albert can see it. He puts his hands in the air, showing he's no harm. And he slowly walks over here, and then just walks over here.
Don't
while
chase it.
No. I'm keeping eye of sight or line of sight where they could see me, and I'm sure there's no harm. I'm keeping my hands up. Then I walk over the berry bush. I'm motioning to the berry bush with my hands. And can I actually roll? Can I roll animal handling to show that it's like I'm basically not a threat?
Sure, go for it.
Oh my god!
20?
19 plus 1.
Dirty
Oh,
20.
dirty 20.
Dirty
Dirty
20.
20. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Jenny,
So I basically motioned that
as-
I'm no threat.
as you look at this elder, you can see it does have an angry look on its face at you. And as you are walking, you can see that it was kind of scraping its claws into the dirt as if getting ready to charge. But
I'm
as,
going to
but
quickly.
but as
Okay.
you signaled to the berry bush, you notice that it stops digging. It looks at you as it walks in your direction. And then it stops.
I'm gonna run to it.
Well, I was like, before you do that, Roxas. Before you do that,
Roxas
Jenny-
is like, no.
God.
She's like, no.
Jenny's gonna do it the old thing, like in the old like an anime, like in the samurai kind of animes, where he just sits down on the floor, cross-legged, with his hands in the air to show that he's not gonna move, that he's not trying to harm.
Oh, and Roxanne, since you are there, I need you to make a perception check.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
Roxas, from where you are standing, you can clearly see what appears to be feathers hiding behind a tree. from where the owlbear came from.
The baby.
Cubs!
The owlbear,
Oh my gosh.
the owlbear looks at you, Roxas, comes to you, and lays down, and kind of moves its head as if to signal to you to get on its back.
I am going to get on this owl bear's back. Just...
So with that, the owlbear takes you back to their little alcove. And from here, you hear the owlbear give 2 high-pitched chirps.
The babies.
And out from behind the trees, you see 2 baby owlbear cubs coming out from hiding.
Hello.
The owlbear looks at you. Them, my children.
They're so beautiful. I got 20 berries, so on top has 27 now.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to scatter it around the area that the owl bear and the babies are. It's like, these are for you guys.
Me, thank you. Oh, actually,
this is
technically
thing.
those could
There you
work. Just having the 2 little owl
That
cubs.
works.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense.
However, you notice that the elder matriarch has a sort of like a sour or a sorrow look on their face.
Oh no, did they lose one?
The elder turns to you, Roxas, and says, "Was 4, now 3."
Oh, I'm so
Oh, three?
sorry for your loss.
Why?
If you could, I was thinking maybe if you were to join my group and your babies, they'd be safe with us. If that's okay with you. You'd have a lot of berries on top of a lot of other food that I can forage, as well as other people in my party. No rush or anything. I know you have. But
When you say look over to the other party, Jenny's just waving.
their friend. It's okay. They got the 20 berries.
Also,
Do I have to
if-
roll
if-
anything
Ro-
for
no.
taming?
No, you've already gained.
Also,
You already gained the trust of this owlbear. The owlbear turns
also
to you.
Rich.
The owlbear turns to you and says, "Watch children. Me go."
Okay.
Rich.
And
If the
from-
owlbear is looking at Jenny, Jenny is pointing to owlbear, pointing him, and then pointing in the direction of the other berry bush. I don't know. Okay, the ones where he's like making a gesture, like point to him and making a gesture of like with his fingers like walking, and then point to the bush again, like making a gesture of like
She's, like,
rubbing
pointing.
stomach.
Jenny, you see the owlbear matriarch coming to you, constantly looking at you.
By the way, remember, Jenny is just sitting there cross-legged on the ground, and he lowers his head like to nod.
With that, the owlbear matriarch screeches at you, as if telling you to back away. It still doesn't trust you because of the fact that you startled it.
I would listen.
Okay, so Jenny stands up, but he Can I do another hand check as for what I'm about to do?
You can try.
Okay.
What are you about to do?
Okay, so that was a 12. What's like 12 plus 1? So he slowly gets up. He keeps face with the owl bear while keeping his hands in the air to show he's no threat. And he slowly so the owl bear can watch him. He walks slowly over to the other berry bush and points to the berry bush, points to the babies, and then points to the berry bush, and points to Owlbear as a show that he's basically wants to get berries for the babies. So I'm guessing I would have to run our survival check for how much berries I find, right?
No,
No?
the owlbear looks at you and looks at the bush that you pointed to. And without hesitation, it snatches the bush with its beak and takes the whole bush back with it
Holy crap.
to Roxas and the owlbear.
Oh, you brought a whole bush.
The
Jenny just
owlbear,
says self. Jenny says himself. That's taking bushel to a new term.
Also, I want to apologize for my friend that looks like the slime. They're not food, but they were trying to help in getting you berries. And I'm sorry it startled you. They mean no harm.
owlbear turns to you. Slime, icky, me no like.
I mean, they can be icky. But no, it's that's fair. Maybe in time you can grow to trust them. I hope. But the
Hey.
other two are pretty cool.
Wow.
And as you say that, one of the little owlbear cubs scoots off.
Who's it going to? Who's it going to?
The owlbear cub catches wind about you and it catches about wind of you, Kieran, and Adrian. And you see it. You can see it slowly, like as if it's trying to sneak up on you,
That is
Think
the
it-
cutest thing ever.
thinking that it can't be
Oh.
seen.
I'll pretend I don't see it.
And honestly, Kieran does the same.
So the owlbear cub comes behind you. And
Did I just indirectly teach this this bear cub how to snake?
Oh, that is adorable!
The owlbear is behind you now, Adrian.
Oh my
No.
gosh, that's so cute right now.
And all
Oh
you
my
can
gosh.
and all you can hear is the sound of the owlbear cub sniffing.
Don't fart, don't fart, don't fart, don't fart, don't fart, don't fart.
And then it does the most unusual thing. It tries to headbutt you.
Oh my god.
Hey there, little guy.
The owlbear turns to you, Roxas. Little one, exploring. Make new friends, it is.
That one's my best friend. He's really cool.
The
I just hope he
owlbear,
doesn't fart on it.
the owlbear moves out so that Adrian can be in the line of sight of it. And it stares Adrian down. To which then it bows its head and walks back.
Adrian will bow his head as well to the owlbear.
And at that
Then
moment,
Adrian will
the little
turn to the little cub and be like,
the other little owlbear decides to go scurrying off. Except this one is not so sneaky. This one is more excited. You can see it prancing across the field. However,
We know the younger one. We know who the younger one is.
this one is this one is trying to charge, but halfway through it tumbles.
"Oh,
So it's like a torch. It's basically a torch trick running.
Yes.
And
But it manages to get up very quickly, shake itself off, and comes up behind you, Kieran. And just like the other owlbear, it is sniffing you. And all you can hear are tiny little chirps coming from them. These are chirps of happiness.
Oh.
The owlbear matriarch turns to you again, Roxas. Looks at you dead in the eyes. And repeats what it said before. Was 4, now 3. 1, no longer.
Well, with these two, you can be sure that if you stick with us, they'd be protected. Along with yourself.
The owlbear looks at you. Hesitates for a moment, as if contemplating what you said. It comes up close to you once more, just like before. And it nuzzles.
I'm gonna cry. like Roxas is crying.
The owlbear
And then
turns to
she's petting
you.
it on my head.
The owlbear turns to you and says, "You, now family, me protect."
You are family too.
Oh.
I don't know how to feel right now.
No, I want to draw this scene. Fuck.
And
Like,
once again,
especially Kieran with the little owl.
and once again, the owlbear gets down onto the ground, and as if telling you to get on.
I'm gonna get on.
So with that, you have now successfully tamed an owlbear matriarch, as well as taken on its two cubs as its companions.
I'm so happy right now.
So the owlbear is now in your camp. Later that evening, by the way, Jenny, you can come back to camp, by the way.
I was like, Jenny,
Yes.
I was about to ask before I leave the spot. Can I see anything to the west or north of here?
Interesting. Make a
Sharp.
perception check.
Okay, so perception.
And in
I
the
know my past perception
meantime,
is 11. But let's see, perception
in the meantime, while Potty is rolling that,
is.
Kieran
I
is
rolled a
looking
10.
down.
Based on 9 plus 1.
Okay, so it's 10. Jenny, from what you can see, it's just a forest from all, as far as you can see. Or, like, it's a
Okay.
forest as far as as the eye can see.
Okay.
I want to roll an animal handling and play with this little owlbear cub.
So since the owlbear seemingly doesn't like me, I'm not going to go anywhere near the cubs. So I'm just going to go back on my tree branch for the night.
And Kieran, in the meantime, is looking down at the little owlbear cub, and he's never had a small companion before. He's only had a taller mentor. He doesn't know how it is to take care of a little one. However, he does give, seeing as the owlbear cub does trust him, he gives it some gentle little, like, very gentle little scratches under the chin.
Roxas is gonna go next to Kieran, noticing that, they're a little they're not sure what to do. So Roxas is gonna hand 3 berries to Kieran. And she's gonna crouch down and she's like, you want to put 1 berry on your hand and reach out and let the owl come to you and eat out of your palm. You'll gain more trust.
He glances to. Kieran glances to Roxas, and a fond smile comes across his face. And he does as she tells him.
So Kieran,
Should I?
as you put your hand out onto in front of this owlbear cub, you notice the owlbear cub comes around your left side and it sniffs the little berry on your hand. And without warning, it sneezes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Except, it's not just a typical sneeze. Due to their size,
Is it like that baby panda sneeze?
now, because of their size, as they sneeze, the sneeze shot them back a bit, and they tumbled.
Oh no!
No.
That's so cute.
You can tell that this is probably the youngest of the two owlbear cubs, as it doesn't seem to have caught its footing properly. But
That's what I was saying.
But it gets back up and comes back over to you and takes the berry out of your hand willingly.
Rox is gonna
Um,
tell Kieran, I believe you have the youngest owl cub. That's really exciting.
And in turn, he responds with, "It seems that seems to be the case. It this will be new."
Well, if you ever need any advice on how to take care of it, I'm around. But I really hope that this will open you up a little bit.
Jane's gonna call Rox. Rox's question.
Yes.
Can you tell the Bama? I don't know her name because I don't know if she's giving her name or anything. But can you tell her I'm just gonna go look around the trees for any more food because I know the youngins probably need food because they're growing. Because basically Jenny wants to check like in these areas for any more berries or anything because she couldn't see because all the foliage. Is it okay if I do that, Rich?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so let's see. Oh my god, another dirty 20. Damn.
Jesus Christ! What did you
Well,
luck
pretty
with
good
that?
roll.
Why
While
is
that's
this?
going on,
Why is it I roll good out of battle, but in battle I suck?
I
called this
don't
earlier, and
know.
this happened. Yeah, I'm just
perfectly
Jenny's
fine.
just checking. Jenny's just checking the woods, like the forest under the trees here for like any like more berries for the babies.
While this is going on, Adrian is playing with the little owlbear cub. But in fact, for this, he'll actually. Oh, that's
Oh
too
god.
big. That is actually just poofed into a. He turns into a giant owl. He can't fly. He can't fly. Sadly.
Aw.
Sadly, at the moment, I am
Um,
I am not allowed to fly.
with that, the owlbear looks at you, Adrian,
Oh god.
As the
And-
armor and
and-
weapon that he's holding just merges into the body.
and you hear what appears to be cooing.
Oh no! When the moon hits your eye like
Roxas,
a big
since-
pizza
No.
pie.
Since you still have your speak with animals, you can hear, to everyone else, they can hear the cooing. To you, you hear the owlbear saying, partner.
Oh no.
Oh,
no! Oh
Rox's
Mwah!
face
Good night,
turns
everybody.
red. And then she's gonna look at Adrian. She'd be like, she thinks. I mean, you know what she said.
Or you
I-
can basically say
I
it's
can
like,
hear.
Well, yeah, because the owlbear only hears, or Adrian can only hear cooing. Like, but you,
Oh,
but you can hear him clear as day, Roxas.
Sheik, did Roxas ever tell the owlbear that Jenny was going to look for more food for the cubs?
She hasn't had the time to, given that Adrian just turned into.
Okay, now
fucking
Now the
okay,
owlbear is like,
yeah,
okay,
patience,
okay,
patience,
well
young Padawan.
he's not gonna start look. I did roll a soft 20, but I'm not gonna start looking until she basically tells the owlbear because he doesn't want to start it again.
Well, I mean, you can
gonna
search
have to
it
wait
if
a
you
little
want
bit.
to. You
Yeah,
can
you can
search if
still
you
search
want
it.
to, but just
Okay.
wait until Roxas can actually give you the heads up.
Okay.
So
I was like, can I turn into
Adrian,
a smaller owl?
the
I'm just an
the-
owl,
the owl-
though, not
the
a
owl-
bear.
the owlbear comes over to you as its head turning.
Adrian, you better change it to something very quick, or you're about to be the father of some other owl cubs, and that's gonna be very weird. Okay.
I.
The owlbear turns to you,
He immediately-
Roxas.
He'll drop his floor.
The owlbear turns to you, Roxas, and states, "Me playing, not partner."
Oh, playing.
Oh god damn
Oh,
it!
thank God.
And
Adrian,
you
you
hear-
can turn it
Okay.
back to an owlbear.
and you hear from the owlbear what seems to be chitters or chatters, as if they're laughing.
She's embarrassed. Her eyes, her face is red right now. She is covering her face.
Oh, the owlbear sees this and comes over to you and nuzzles you.
No, thanks.
However,
You are so lucky that
How-
Kieran is
however,
hyper focused on
you
their
do
cub.
notice that their ears twitch. And suddenly they look
What's wrong?
up and they immediately do a 180 pointing out. So they were looking in this direction.
Uh-huh.
However, their ears perked and now they're turned around and they're looking out this way. They hear something. And you notice that they're getting agitated.
Oh no.
Oh no.
There's something out there and it's not something that they wanted to see. But you see,
Oh.
what you don't actually hear, or what you don't see, is what's agitating them. What you hear shakes you all to the core. For what appears to be a wolf howl.
Oh fuck.
Wait, so I'm sorry. Are we skipping my soft 20 roll then?
No, you can,
No,
you can still have it.
Okay.
You can,
Okay.
You're still gathering. It's just that
Okay.
you hear this.
Wait,
Roll
do I hear?
it.
I was gonna say, do I hear? Cause like I said, I'm
Yeah,
in the
yeah, like I
foliage
said.
of
Yeah,
the
you
trees.
do.
Yeah,
You
you
do.
do.
Okay.
I
Which
Okay,
said,
said
gotcha, okay.
everyone hears
Okay,
it.
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, just
Yeah.
want to make sure.
so
That's
technically, you could primarily stop searching to immediately come back to camp to find out what that was, if you wanted to. That is.
Okay, I'm just gonna come
Um,
out here. I'm guessing. Do I have any berries gathered or anything? While I'm coming back to check what it was.
So Roxas, you did a nature check.
Okay.
I did for 16.
This howl that you heard,
I got a 17 on nature.
and I had
I know exactly what this is. I could turn into this thing.
Is this a
Direwolf.
Oh my gosh, we're meeting chonkers.
So Roxas, with your nature check, you know what this howl is. This is no ordinary wolf. For you see, coming out of the darkness, slightly illuminated by your campfire, you see a direwolf just standing right outside the camp, eyeing the owlbear.
Oh no, the
Oh.
babies.
The owlbear
No.
now gets in front, as if protecting, and you know that they're
I'm-
agitated.
I'm gonna tell the owl bear to stay behind.
The owlbear,
That
I'm
I will
actually
protect it.
without breaking
I'm
sight,
gonna-
the owlbear says, "Creature, kill youngling."
Rox
Rox-
is gonna yell at Adrian. Be like, you need to turn into a wolf. I don't want to lose this owl bear.
Also, Jenny's gonna climb or use fire climb to get 20 feet up into the air while still, like, being. I mean, not in the air up the tree while hiding the foliage, but keeping an eye on this direction.
So with
Is
that,
it
you
possible-
see the direwolf snarling, as if like it's about to really like. It looks like it's about to pounce.
Okay, I have a quick question. Before any of this happened, did this count as a short rest for us?
Technically, yes.
No, because we did not rest. Oh, we did.
Okay.
Okay.
No, because
Yeah.
Let me
So-
recover my
in between the
HP.
time of the owlbear finding and you setting up the camp, a couple of hours have passed. It's now like
Okay, cool.
it's now dark.
So
Obviously,
good, I got my second one back and my
couldn't-
HP.
I couldn't find a map for this that has night.
No worries.
That's all good.
We figure it's night.
Is it possible for me to talk to this dire wolf?
You can try.
I have a feeling you can, but I have a feeling he won't give a damn.
I know, but I can definitely try. I'm not trying to lose the thing I just tamed right now, so because I'm gonna try and tame it another thing.
Honestly, I think the owlbear probably wants to kill us because the owlbear did say the direwolf killed her baby.
True.
It never. Wait, did it? The wolf?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it did.
She said this is the one that killed her baby.
Yeah.
She said.
Okay, bitch, we're
she-
throwing down.
She said. Roxas, the owlbear turned to you. It's like, creature, kill youngling, while stomping its
Okay,
face,
okay.
as if saying like, this is the
Roxas
creature that killed its youngling.
is
And
going to.
and it's worried now that the direwolf is back for the other two.
I'm
Adrian is
going-
gonna poof himself up a little bit here now.
I'm going to grab my longbow out with my arrow, and I'm gonna do something really cool right now.
Oh,
I'm going to cast Thorn Whip onto the arrow so it can land in front of the dire wolf, and so that vines can come out and hit the wolf.
Is it Thorn Whip or Entangle?
Thorn Whip.
Okay.
that's
Um,
actually pretty interesting.
So, do we have to roll for
That's
initiative?
a 12
Ooh.
to hit.
God damn it! I had the fucking thing up. Give me a second. I actually did have like the page up for direwolf.
Oh, I got you.
I was gonna say, can you pull up
Yeah, I
Because
already
the
have
dire
it.
wolf is in there.
So
I got you.
so basically, you said you got 12, right?
Yes.
It does not hit. In fact,
Damn.
the direwolf sees the arrow and swats it out of the air. And now the direwolf is pissed. And with that, I say roll initiative.
Let's go. I got a
I got a
15.
5.
Hold on a sec. Wait, let me get the things. 1 sec. So Rox got a 5. Hold on a sec. Jenny 15.
Good.
And
30
for me-
20.
And as for
Nice.
me,
Nice.
24.
Oh,
Okay.
damn.
Oh,
A
A nat
damn.
20.
You got a nat 20. I got a
4.
dirty 20.
okay,
Let's
so
go.
Then-
A nat 20 on the
One.
arguably worst
Also-
roll you can get. Let's go.
Also, you may hate me for this.
Oh no.
But
You're gonna roll the owlbear.
since the owlbear sees you as family, the owlbear is joining in on this fight.
Valid.
That's
Honestly,
fine.
very, very valid.
So the owlbear gets a 10. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so
It's a 10 plus 2, so that's 12.
Okay, so
Ooh.
so far the order goes Adrian, then Kieran, then Jenny, then Albert, and Roxas.
I hate that I'm always the last one when it comes to like whenever I have like a pet. It's my pet goes first. Like no.
Oh wait, I did say
Oh,
I dropped the owl. My bad.
Oh, and the wolf's got to roll.
Yeah, I'm rolling for the direwolf now.
I just didn't know.
Alright. Let's see.
The owlbear or the direwolf has a 19.
So it goes just after me.
It goes right before me.
Yeah.
So it goes.
So
So
it
it
goes
goes
Adrian,
between-
Direwolf.
Yeah. Yeah. Adrian, me, then Direwolf.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
looks like my rope trap was on the wrong side.
Hey,
Yeah,
no,
right?
But
no,
at
it's
least
fine, it's fine.
here's the hold on a second, at least that side's covered if something tries to flank us.
True.
Hmm.
So,
That also
so-
means if someone does
yeah,
come
so-
invade, the
so what
babies
was-
will be protected.
so what was the pecking order?
Okay, so
No pun
Adrian,
intended.
then Kieran, then the direwolf, then Jenny, then the owlbear, then Roxas.
Hang on, let me type that in first. So, who was first?
Adrian has
Adrian.
24, then Kieran with a 20, then the direwolf with 19, then Jenny with 15, the owlbear with 12, and Roxas with 5.
So Jenny with the 15, Owlbear with the 12.
12.
Yeah,
And then
so yeah,
Roxas-
it goes yeah, Roxas
5.
last.
With 5. Okay.
Roxas 5, yeah.
It's just so that I actually have tabs of like,
Of like
I
easy
gotcha.
tabs of who
Yeah.
of
so then I can
Especially
actually
with this
see who's
fight.
next.
Gotcha.
So Adrian, you go first.
All right. Well, let's say, since I did specify I dropped it already. Can't fight as a big poofy owl. Not that one that can't fly, at least. It's very sad. Adrian is going to. Actually, do I? What? You know what? We're gonna meet this. Meet this mano a mano. Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna get good.
I just
I'm
got an
excited.
idea.
Let me just grab this here.
Oh, okay. I know what I'm gonna do with my turn. I'm actually really excited.
Adrian is gonna let's say while he's running forward, he's going to who use his wild shape again, and only this time taking on the form of a dire wolf.
Oh, so there's 2 direwolves. Technically,
Ooh.
there's primarily 2 direwolves on the field now.
Hopefully
it's-
the owlbear saw you transform and doesn't think you're another one.
No, it would have seen
would've seen.
Adrian because
Because the-
Adrian was right in front of the owlbear. So the owlbear would have
Mhm.
seen him shift into another direwolf.
So charging up onto the dire wolf here, or he will go for a, let's see here, bite attack
Ooh.
on
And direwolves have
on
a
him.
pretty strong bite attack, don't they?
They do.
They have a very
They
powerful
do
bite.
indeed. That is a 22 to hit.
Oh, it hits.
Jesus.
So you do I think it's a 2d6 plus 3 piercing damage.
So it's like my dexterity bite, in a way, but better.
Yeah. However,
Let's say, what'd you say it was? It was 2d6 plus what?
Plus 3, I think.
It's a 2d6 plus 3 piercing damage. And
Okay.
then if you're attacking a creature, which you are, they have to make a DC 13 strength saving throw, or they get knocked prone.
Or knocked prone.
And the
Okay,
direwolf
that's good.
that you attacked got a 16 on the base.
Okay, so he manages to not be knocked prone.
No, but it's like you bit him hard enough.
9, 10, 11.
Like you connected the bite.
I did
Oh,
connect
damn.
the bite. 12 piercing damage.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh wow. Actually, I wonder, can I actually add this to encounters? Actually, I just thought of this.
I do
Hang on.
believe you should be able to. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
And then you can
So
set the.
so
Okay.
hang on. So you had 37. According to the thing, it has 37, right? Oh, hang on. So it has 37 on natural, right? And you took 12. Actually, hang on. Can I actually edit its health?
See that, or you just keep track of it.
Yeah, I might
Off to the side.
Oh, actually, remove. I'll just remove from combat, and I'll keep it on tab. So
Yeah.
Oh, also,
it's a shame that
Roxas, you're
actually,
not in a square again.
there. Oh, there we go.
just slowly just
Really?
nudge you over. Just okay. It's okay.
So there you go.
Thanks, Abby.
You can kind of see the damage, can't you?
No.
So basically, out of 37, they only have 25 left.
Damn.
So
God damn.
thanks to Adrian's bite, the direwolf actually yelps. Like, for example, if you ever seen how a dog yelps when it gets bitten, that's basically how the direwolf sounded, except it's a lot deeper because obviously direwolves are larger.
I know that sound very well from Fallout.
Right. So with that,
Well,
it is Kieran's turn. Unless Adrian, you want to take another action.
Another action, you're saying?
Because I think you.
Do I have multi-attack on Direwolf? As I look at Direwolf, going, wait.
I think you're thinking of me that I got action surge this level.
Yeah, no.
Oh no.
No, I only get the one unbite.
Okay.
Yeah, it's me that gets 2 actions.
In that case, it's Kieran who's next.
So, firstly, I used my bonus action to.
Also,
Yeah.
I see.
Wait, actually, no, wait. So, I'm gonna first move here so that Kieran has no risk of shooting Roxas, seeing as she did help him earlier. And he readies his bow once more.
Okay, go ahead.
And he notches an arrow ready to fire at the direwolf, knowing that this is for the sake of protecting both the cubs and the owlbear. Going for this. Damn it.
What did you
Oh
get?
no!
8.
So
I rolled a 3.
so
I rolled a 3 and my bonus is a plus
You-
5.
you launch the arrow, and somehow miraculously, it shoots between the direwolf and Adrian, just barely missing Adrian.
And
So in other
with that,
words,
with
so in
that,
other words, you almost
Jenny would definitely be able to see Kieran's ears flatten at that. Just
yeah, the fact that you
oh fuck, that was close.
you almost hit Adrian by accident.
I'm guessing you're like, wait, which one's which?
No,
No, they're
Kieran knew which one. Kieran knew
Ah.
which one was which.
I'm guessing they're probably because
'Cause-
Adrian's biting the wolf, like they're probably struggling around, so like that's probably why I missed.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like to think it that way. Yeah,
Like they're scuffling.
yeah. And under his breath, he would be like, "That did not go according to plan."
okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay, so now it's the direwolf's turn. Obviously, because it just got bit, it's going to turn to Adrian, and it's going to launch an attack on him by pretty much returning the favor.
Ooh.
So, by the way, Adrian, are you going off of the stats for direwolf, or are you going off of your own?
So when I do my
I forget how wild shape works.
so wild shape, I take on the physical stats of that creature,
So
but
you
I
get
retain
37.
my
Your own
intelligence, wisdom, charisma.
Okay,
I retain those stats, but I take on their the creature specific stats, so hit points as well.
okay.
So you have 37 health.
Yeah, so you would have 37.
Now-
God damn!
So,
Now
Yeah,
I
I'm no
am the
longer.
tank.
I'm no longer the tank. Damn.
well, for
Don't worry,
now.
I got a plan.
At least not in this
Okay.
case.
I got a plan if this fucker gets close.
Oh shit.
What?
Oh.
Oh no.
Adrian does a 19 hit.
Oh.
Shield. No, yes, it does hit.
Okay, so this direwolf sinks its teeth into your shoulder,
Ooh.
and it starts kind of shaking it around as if like it's trying to dislocate your shoulder. So with that,
Jesus Christ, you are good at that.
so
Thank you.
you take 12 points of piercing damage.
So they're on equal ground.
Yeah, so he took a fair fucking chunk off you.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay.
Okay,
That is
the next one, because the direwolf's ending his turn after him sinking his teeth into your shoulder, it's now Jenny's turn.
So the direwolf's not moving, right?
nope.
No, the direwolf
It's-
is kind of occupied with
stuck.
its fangs in Adrian's shoulder.
Okay, so I'm still up. I'm still up in the tree and cover, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So the direwolf
I
can't see
wanna-
you because you're in full cover,
Okay, this works. This works well.
and because you're
That's the
high
one
up,
instruction.
you have slight advantage.
So let's see.
Yep,
I already used 10 feet of rope. I already used 10 feet of rope over here. So
so that
since
would
the
mean you have
direwolf's
40
since
feet.
since the direwolf's a large creature, I'm gonna take the rope and basically make like a lasso with the 40 thing rope. I'm guessing this means I have to use the improvise thing. So I'm guessing that's
Yeah,
is
you'll
that
have to
just a
use.
straight D20? Yeah, improvise action.
Yeah, it'll be an improvised action
So-
because you're literally turning a rope into a lasso to make it into an
Okay,
improvised
is there
weapon.
any modifier that goes with this, like strength, dex, or anything, or is it a straight roll?
I think it's a straight roll. If
Okay.
my memory
Come on.
corrects me,
I got a 10.
it doesn't hit.
No, I'm not doing anything. I'm improvised. I'm not actually attacking. I'm just making it into a rope.
Oh,
I'm just taking the rope and like, yeah. I'm
Oh.
just
Then-
turning
then
into a lasso.
then technically that would take an action because it'll take you time
Yeah.
to create that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I'm using action to basically make. So oh, I don't have to roll for it then.
No, if you're making the rope into a lasso, it's an action. If you're
Okay.
throwing it, then it's
Yeah.
then
I'm
you-
just making
then-
the lasso. I'm just making the lasso right now.
Okay.
So yes, I basically I'm turning my 40 feet of rope into a lasso. And let's see, I'm trying to see if I could do anything else. Okay, don't. Okay, so yeah, I'm just I'll just end my turn there.
Okay.
And like yeah, so I have a large lasso.
Okay, give me just 2 seconds. There. 'Cause I'm actually going to sprawl out my dice here. So I actually,
Oh no.
because now it's the owlbear's turn. And because of its nature, seeing you as its family, and because it has a speed of 40, it is actually going to charge past both Roxas and Adrian. And when it passes Roxas, it's going to lunge, and it's going to strike the direwolf with its claws. So it's going to run past both of ye here, lunge, and hit about here. So
Oh god, it's being
Come on.
reckless. It's being
Come on,
reckless.
come on. Owl Mama, please. Please. Please.
I was just like, owl bears are
it
pretty strong.
so apparently not as strong for this owlbear. It got a nat 20.
That's my baby.
That's let's go!
Oh, and because of the fact that it struck with the claws, the target, if it hits the target has to take 2d8 plus 5 slashing damage.
Oh!
Oh, jeez.
Oh, fuck.
Damn.
So maximum of...
So I'm just trying to look for which. Okay, so
Thank God this thing's on our side.
Oh, and I just calculated the maximum amount of damage.
Yes.
so it takes. So
Come on. Good damage, good damage, good damage.
it takes 18 points of slashing damage. However, however, if you know owlbears, owlbears have multi-attack.
I
They
was,
can-
I was like, owl bears.
They can attack. They
Yeah.
can attack once with their claws and once with their beak. So the
Stop,
owlbear
Stop, he's already dead.
So the owlbear
Well,
is
yeah, the owl bear's enraged.
well, it's not really technically enraged. It's just basically it's doing what it does best.
It's
which is
it's
survival.
basically doing the thing where a mom will protect his kids, like when a
13,
mom lifts a cart
Okay,
to get a
so-
booby trapped underneath.
Oh.
It's got mama instincts.
Oh wow! So
So,
it got a 14, which is exactly the right amount for the armor class on a direwolf, so it hit.
If it meets, it beats.
Damn.
come on.
And because it's
Does-
a beak, the target takes 1d10 plus 5 piercing damage.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
I do believe.
Come on, come on, come on.
So,
It only needs a max of 2. Like the
so
lowest number to kill this thing is
so
on
correct me if I'm
dice
wrong.
is a 2.
Two damage.
Which dice is it that I roll for the 10?
For the
It would be the
Is it like the 10, 20, 30 one, or is it the 1, 2, 3?
no
The 1, 2,
the
3.
one the 1 2 3. The 10 20 30 is the percent is a percentile.
Oh,
Yeah, and percentile dice are not always the most useful.
okay. With that,
Please.
it takes 7 points of damage, and as it lunges in, it catches the direwolf by the spine and crushes
Oh.
it, literally
Oh,
incapacitating the direwolf. And you watch as the direwolf, still firmly gripped to Adrian's shoulder. Adrian, you can feel a very slight loosening of its jaws. Roxas, from your point of view, you can start to see blood trickle from the direwolf's neck. And as the owlbear lets go, the direwolf drops. The direwolf is now dead.
I
Jenny's
shake it
gonna
off my shoulder.
Jenny's gonna call from his up the tree. Goes, he's just gonna go. Let's not rest these folks. It's a wolf. Wolves travel in packs. Keep on your guard.
So
I'm gonna.
the owlbear
He's just gonna look around.
still looking. You can tell that it's not breathing heavily, but because of its size, you can see like what appears to be steam or smoke coming from its nostrils, as if it's breathing.
Oh.
Like, for example, have you ever seen how a bull kind of
It
does
basically
that?
went gear 2.
Yes.
Yeah, basically that's what it did as it exhaled rapidly.
Ritz, from my spot, can I see if there's any more wolves in the area?
I can tell you now, there isn't any. This was a lone
Okay.
direwolf.
Okay.
Phew.
Excluding Adrian.
Yeah, excluding Adrian, because Adrian wild tipped into that thing.
Man, I was planning yet lassoing it when it got close, and I was gonna go, yeah.
I'm gonna go up
And
to the owl bear and then I'm gonna pet it and I'll be like, "You did a great job."
The owlbear looks down at you, Roxas, and coos before saying, "You family me protect. Creature dead.
Very.
Family
Jenny
safe."
is just gonna Jenny's just gonna slide down the tree. He's just gonna put the rope away. But he's also, as he's pulling the rope away, he's gonna pull out any berries he found with that soft 20 for earlier. He's
Oh,
stored
yeah.
in his backpack. Yeah, I didn't forget that. Because Rich said we'd eventually get that. Oh,
um
I like how we all
You just moved that owl.
No, so
yeah. So how many berries did I find? Because I was exploring all that top area,
you found 30.
and I got a soft 20. 30. Okay.
Because you pretty much ravaged every single berry bush that you could find.
Jesus.
So, after the battle, Jenny's gonna calmly walk over there, place a berry in his hand, and like extend his hand out like he saw Roxas and Kieran doing over to the owlbear. He's basically gonna hand him the biggest berry he could out of the group, and just like he nods his head as he hands the owlbear the berry to show like, hey, I'm on your side too.
So the elder looks at you, sniffs your hand.
Oh, I don't know if I should mention
I'm
this,
gonna get
but
on you to ride you.
Jenny's a slime, but he
Oh
kind
my.
of
Look
Oh,
smells.
okay, not like that. Okay, round.
I was gonna say-
Hey, you should have expected that. You should have expected that.
I was gonna say, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but even though Jenny's a slime, he kind of smells. He actually kind of smells like blueberries, and if you ever actually take this chance to sniff him.
And that's actually what the
I
owlbear
haven't
is
had the
doing.
chance to.
The owlbear is actually sniffing you. He doesn't take the berry out of your hand. Instead, she licks you. Congratulations, Jenny.
Ooh.
Congratulations, Jenny. You're now covered in owlbear saliva.
Well, how big is his mouth compared to me? That's the thing.
Enough that you could be eaten whole.
That's scary.
Because remember, this is a matriarch. This would be like the alpha.
True.
Now, however, Kieran,
Also, I'm
as
also gonna walk over and investigate the body.
okay, we'll check that in a second. Kieran,
Okay.
as you make it back to the camp, you realize there's only one owlbear cub here.
Guys.
I will
Is-
start to. I will put the sniffer on this as direwolf to use and start sniffing around to track this.
Okay.
To track the owlbear cub.
Well, Adrian, because of your keen sense of smell, and because of your sight, you don't have to look far to find the second owlbear cub. You find the other owlbear cub right next to the rope that Jenny set up earlier. The
Oh,
owlbear
the
cub.
Belico trip.
Oh
No.
Wait,
They-
is it walking like a tightrope?
No. Long story short, the owlbear cub thought it was a worm and kind of snapped it in two.
Oh God.
And
damn
I was playing with it.
Ah.
Oh my god.
So while you guys are getting owlbear, Jenny's
gonna
gonna
come over
use the
here and-
lasso he had to tie the direwolf's legs together, and he's just gonna drag it over here.
Jesus.
He's just gonna drag it and be like, "Well, I got us some meat to eat."
The owlbear turns to Roxas. Friend. Communicate.
Oh. So he's no longer stinky.
The owlbear wants you to relay a message.
Oh, what did you need me to say?
Direwolf. Food. Children eat first.
Okay. Roxas is going to turn to everyone. Well, right now only Jen and Kieran can understand. Adrian, I think, could hear, but I'm
Focus
gonna
on
tell
ear
them.
IQ.
It's so cute. Let the owl cubs eat first from the wolf, and then we can get the meat afterwards.
Jenny's gonna look at Roxy, ask and say, "Can you ask her if we can just basically take the fur off at first, so the little ones don't get hair on their mouths?" I think we can actually use the pelt for something in the future.
I mean, yeah, we can use it for
That is actually-
quilting or for blankets.
Yeah,
Roxas
just
is
ask if
gonna.
you-
The owlbear looks at you as if it understood what you said. Turns to
Let's
Roxas.
see.
Cover eyes, friend.
Ooh.
I'm trying to think. What I think this
Look
would
away.
be. I think this would be a Would this be a survival check?
No, basically,
No,
you see the owlbear coming over to the direwolf, and you see it sinks its beak into it.
Yeah, Rox is gonna say to Jenny, you're gonna have to look away. The
Yeah.
owlbear has that covered.
Yeah. So as you're all looking away, you can hear the sound of like tearing,
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
and
Yeah, I was
after-
about to say Jane doesn't
after-
really need to look away because he literally is Zalzo. He's seen worse.
So after After about 5 minutes of just continuous tearing, the owlbear calls to Roxas and says, "Friends, look now."
You guys can all look.
And as you
It's
see,
naked.
the owlbear carefully peeled the pelt off the direwolf, leaving just the meat. And with that, the owlbear moves down away from the camp, does the 360 spin, and then lays down.
Oh!
You can tell that this fight took quite a bit out of the owlbear, so it's taken the evening to rest.
So while basically I'm guessing while the little ones are eating some of the owlbear or something, some of the owlbears are eating some of the direwolf. Jenny's gonna take a few sticks that are scattered on the ground, put the berries on them, and basically slow cook the berries over the fire.
Yeah, that could work.
Not all of them, just a few of them. I don't know if I
Oh,
have
wow.
to roll for that or not.
You don't have to.
Okay.
There you go.
Roxas is gonna pet Adrian's head and say, "Thank you. You did good." I don't know why I'm talking to you like a pet, but like it's kind of weird.
It's like he's gonna shake his head a
Oh,
little bit. And just
I
like,
have a question.
Hmm?
Actually, for Adrian, is Adrian still have like the wound in the side of his
Yeah,
side of his shoulder?
yeah, he would still have that
Yeah.
nasty bite.
Oh,
Okay.
can I cast Cure Wounds on?
Oh, okay, you got that. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was gonna
on-
cauterize the room. Never mind.
No, I
Got a
mean,
healer now! Yay!
It's a 4.
"Aw,
Not a lot, but something.
it's
That's
So
nice.
decent.
she touches Adrian where the wound is, and then you see it slowly healing.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
And
So now that this fight is over,
Jenny just gives Adrian head pats.
well, what I can tell you all now is because you managed to successfully kill a direwolf, you all gain an extra 200 experience.
Damn.
yippee!
damn.
200.
So we are at
Hmm.
600.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning we are 2/3 of the way to the next. Nice.
You said how much?
200.
200.
We gained 200, so we're at 600 at the moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gained 200 because you ended up killing a direwolf. And one direwolf gives you 200 experience, per wolf. Consider yourself lucky I didn't send out a pack.
Thank you.
That would have been a lot of experience, but it would also
would've
be
been a
very
lot of-
dangerous.
It would have been a lot of experience, but yeah, you would have been put into severe danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much is a pack? How many wolves?
So basically, normally a pack, I would imagine, in D&D could consist of like maybe up to 5.
Yeah, I don't know if we could handle. Could have
No,
handled.
we
By
would
the
not
way,
be able to handle.
Do I know
5.
something funny what I was planning?
Hmm?
So here's the thing: I had action surge ready, which I was gonna use my first action surge to basically do another action. I was waiting here, hoping that the direwolf would try to run past the kids, or at least get close. Like if he was going to go after Kieran or Roxas, I was gonna use the first action to make the lasso. Then what action surge I was gonna have it where I was gonna try to lasso him like a rodeo.
Mhm.
And I was ready to go, yeah!
But sadly, that plan didn't come to fruition.
True.
Plus it would have made it a lot more difficult for you because with the size of the direwolf compared to you, you would have had
Like,
to end up riding that thing like a bull Meaning you would have to use like your strength.
I mean,
Check.
Jenny is kind of like a cowpoke.
Yeah, but you'd also have to make sure that that you can actually hold on while you're doing that. If you get tossed
You'd
out
have to
once,
Yeah.
not only would
Yeah.
like you would take like the bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground because of how big a
Here's a
direwolf is.
question: would the rope count as grappled or restrained?
Restrained.
Okay, because I don't know if I don't know if chat knows this, but I don't even know if you guys know this, but the type of fighter I am, I focus in on unarmed combat.
I see.
So I get
You said that earlier.
Yeah, I get bonuses if I'm grappling things.
Mm-hmm. So, as the evening draws on, you can tell it's getting late.
Adrian, after the hour is up, Adrian shifts back into his elven
Normal
form.
self.
And once
I'm going to
once
drop
the-
to the ground because you can't do it. I'm still on you.
and also once once the cubs have had their full. Well, hold on, I just realized. Does Jenny have any way to cut the meat? I just realized. Oh. Ooh, I just realized I don't have any knives or swords because I have no kind of sharp weapons. Because I chose a whip. So yeah, someone else is gonna have to cut the meat off.
Okay, well, I can do that. If you want,
And
Jenny.
so could Kieran, because Kieran
Oh, you can do that,
has
yeah.
daggers and a sword. I just haven't had a chance to use either of them.
Go ahead.
We'll get on up there.
Yeah.
Well, but
Well, I mean,
first,
yeah.
there's a reason why. There's a reason why I have Kieran here.
Yeah. Also, before after we're done eating any leftover meat, Jenny's gonna take the remainder of that rope that the owl cub snapped, and basically take some of the meat, string it up on a branch. So, but hopefully by the morning we got some direwolf jerky.
Yeah.
If it dries in that amount of
If
time.
it
As long as it
dries.
doesn't rain. I mean, jerky is good is a good ration to keep. Like jerky is like good if for like. I mean, it's not fresh meat, but it will basically dry it out. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
technically,
hang it over the fire.
I mean, with the size of a direwolf compared to how much food an owlbear and cubs take compared to how much you have, I'm sure there's still going to be plenty left out of the.
Yeah, because
carcass.
I only had one ration on me. That's the thing.
So,
Wow.
That's all my kit gave me.
As for what I wanted to do,
mm-hmm.
Kieran has long since put his bow back in its proper spot, being on his back. And he looks over to Adrian, and well, he lets out a little sigh, like, and he says the following. Sorry that I almost shot you before during the fight. It seems like nerves got the better of me there. Usually I'm not that nervous.
You're fine. And Adrian is going to place a hand on your shoulder. The fact that you took the shot, the fear of knowing that you could have hit me, you or the enemy, but you took the shot anyways. That's what proves your bravery. He'll give you a pat.
There you go.
That gets his ears to perk up a little bit.
Aw.
And he gives Adrian a good pat on the shoulder as well. Been a while since I've had a person like you to be around. And with that, he's going over to the direwolf and carefully unseats his sword to kind of slowly but surely take some of the bigger chunks of the direwolf off. That way, there's enough for everyone.
So, also with that, the owlbear actually gets up and comes over to you, Kieran, and actually sits down right beside you,
Mm.
as if she's just patiently waiting.
He looks over to her and gives her I would say, basically, I feel like an entire leg would suffice.
To which she sniffs this leg and gently takes it out of your hand and walks over behind Roxas and Adrian.
Oh,
And she positions herself in such a way so that her side is facing. So she would be facing out this way, but she placed herself in such a way so that you and you, Adrian and Roxas, can actually rest up against her.
Aww.
Roxas is laying on the ground right now. She has her hand up, waiting for Adrian to pick her up because, he transformed out of a wolf. She's like, I kind of
And
need your help here.
and at that point, you also see you hear two little chirps beside you, Roxas, and you realize that the owlbear cubs have nestled in
Oh.
under their mother's right leg and are now fast asleep.
The baby.
Darn. The babies.
The baby. She's
I'm
like,
just
never mind. I'm fine.
I'm just looking on.
Right now.
I'm looking under like the list of items I can put for inventory for 30 berries, but I just put rations on there.
Yeah, because berries could
Okay.
count as rations.
Okay.
Berry
Mhm.
rations.
Okay.
and with that, Kieran signals to the rest of the group to come get their portions. And before anyone asks, yes, he did grab himself something.
Good.
And also, Jenny has some of has a few cooked berries for us too, like enough for for each of us. Just like the roasted berries.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And it's
Roxas is gonna cast message to Adrian and be like, can you bring me over some food?
I
And she'll
already
be-
figured you. I already figured you would.
Oh, thank you.
As he grabs an extra portion, and to bring it over and cook it at the fire.
Also, as Adrian walks over by Roxas, Jenny, while eating his food, looking at his food but not looking up, says to Kieran, "It's not a bet. Taking the shot was a good thing. Oh, just remember, you gotta remember what you're fighting for." And he looks over to the owl cubs.
We're fighting for owl cub babies.
For the owl couple
At
fish.
this point, yeah, we are basically fighting to protect the owlbear cubs.
oh, and Kieran, you may have noticed that you calculated your portions correctly, because as you strip the last piece of portions, you realize that all that's left of this direwolf is the skeletal remains.
Actually, there was something I wanted to ask about the direwolf before we stripped all the meat.
Hmm?
In its stomach, did we find any like maybe like remains of like stuff if it ate like an adventurer or something, like anything like that, or no?
no one's actually gotten to the point of actually trying to cut
Yeah.
up. Like the skeletal remains are there, but like the organs are still like intact. I mean, the stomach
Oh, I thought
and
the
everything.
stomach counts as the
No.
meat.
I mean, if you want to go for it, go for it. If you want to cut the stomach open to see if you can find anything. But just remember,
Like in
it's
the
going
innuendo.
it's going to
Mm.
stink.
Yeah. Especially since it's gonna be stomach acid in there.
Well, it's not
Yeah,
just
'cause
stomach
it's
acid.
gonna say,
It's not
don't
just
do it.
stomach. It's not just stomach acid. But remember, this is primarily this direwolf now is technically a corpse,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
which means it's
One
going
sec.
to start decaying.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny's gonna, and since I think the rope, the 50-foot, 40-foot rope's still tight, he's going to go. Kieran, you might want to step back a bit. He's just gonna drag the wolf
Start
over here, the
dragging the wolf
remains of
away.
it, and
Yeah,
using his
so-
hand this time instead of using his slime for like cauterizing, he's gonna make it a little acidic, as he's gonna like just take like his hand and run down the stomach to like try to use some the acidic acidy bit of the slime to like basically open the stomach to see if there's anything
Okay.
inside there.
In that case, I want you to make a
Let me guess,
Constitution saving
Constitution
throw.
check. Okay.
Ooh. Control.
Let's see, Constitution. Let me find that.
Come on, come on.
What?
I-
Okay.
I'm gonna. Come on.
Ooh.
That did not sound good.
What is that?
7 plus 1.
8.
Ow.
So an
Jenny,
8.
as you use her acid to bore a hole into this direwolf's stomach, the sudden pungent smell of decay and rot emanates from the this direwolf's stomach.
Ooh.
No,
Oh.
what?
The pungent
Woo!
is so foul, you keel over and you throw up.
Oh, oh, God.
No, I'm glad I moved Kevin over near the campfire.
Oh, boy. Woo. Reminds me of Meemaw's cooking.
Like,
However, now that there is a gaping hole that the stench of decay is now emanating from, do you wish to continue to cut through the stomach? Because if so, you're going to have to constantly make Constitution saving throws as long as you're cutting.
I
the
mean,
stomach
how
open.
thick is a stomach?
It's
It's-
big. It's a
it's gonna-
dire wolf.
It's pretty thin per se, but it's the smell that's going to get to you. As long as you're next to this direwolf's stomach, all you're going to be smelling is the
Question:
rotten decay.
How far would I have to be for this the way for it not to smell it?
So, in accordance to the map, for you not to smell it, you'd have to be over here.
Ah, so I can't be like right here because I do have
which
10-foot
mean-
range.
Which means,
My slime.
which technically speaking, Kieran can technically smell it, but they're just outside of the range.
Okay,
Like,
I'm
they
gonna
can get a whiff of
I'm
it.
gonna keep pulling it. I'm gonna keep pulling it this way so you
And-
guys don't smell it. 'Cause it's still
Well,
tied to the rope.
Technically, as you're
Yeah,
doing
wind
Yeah.
that,
downwind.
as you're doing that,
Yeah.
since there's already a hole in the stomach, you're just leaving a trail of pungent stench
Oh,
as you.
Ugh.
Well, I'm trying to get away because I'm gonna dig. I'm gonna go deeper. So another con save.
Yeah, another one. Except technically, you would take disadvantage on this one.
Okay, disadvantage.
And meanwhile, I look over to Adrian and just
11 plus 1 because the first one was a 13 plus 1.
and you can see like Kieran looks at Adrian like that fucking reeks. Like it's visible on his face.
So basically, I rolled a 12 basically because it was 11 plus 1. So
I could.
You just barely passed it.
oh, thank
It's
God.
it's enough that it sets your gag reflex off, but not enough for you to keel over and throw up again. But you know that because you dragged this corpse with its organs cut open, leaving this trail of a pungent stench in its wake, the stench is a little bit stronger now.
Hmm.
So that's why your gag reflex went off.
I'm gonna
Oh.
cast. I'm gonna just druidcraft over here. Her
So it's-
druidcraft Febreze. Just
Thank
Heal
you.
Breeze.
oh, oh,
God,
oh,
this is
man,
almost as bad as Harold.
that's awful.
Ugh,
Okay, so
tell me
did I
about it.
find
So-
anything? Or do I have I found anything yet in the stomach or no?
You find what appears to be a semi-digested hand that looks humanoid. On top of that, you find what appears to be what you can imagine is a beak.
Ah!
Mhm.
Something out loud.
Now, on top of that, you
So
also
pretty.
find, ironically enough, a corroded dagger.
Is it so the dagger's close? So it's like you mean it's close to breaking, or is it just like dirty?
No, it's close to breaking. Basically, it was a
Okay.
normal dagger, but it's been in the stomach for so long that the acid has dissolved it to
Gotcha.
near disintegration. But apart from that,
Practically unusable.
it's practically unusable. But on top of that, basically all you find
So
are
that's all that
just
was in there.
basic remains of what a direwolf's diet
Okay.
would be. There's
So
nothing,
you guys,
no value
so-
whatsoever.
here's what Danny's gonna do. He's gonna grab the small beak, put it in his palm so no one can see it. But you guys are gonna see him walk over this way slowly, crouch down right here, and take some. He sells some sticks like in his back pocket from the thing. He digs a small hole. You can see him place something in the hole and bury it back up, and he puts the little sticks as a memorial.
Oh,
And you
Poor
see him
guy's
just
hand.
bow his head.
hmm
that is adorable.
And with that, the night draws ever darker. In the middle of the night. By the way, then you can move back since hours have passed. I
yeah.
don't think you're still out
Yeah.
there unless you're contemplating.
No, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah, Jenny's just resting in the tree.
Yeah. And
I don't
Kieran
know if
would
anyone,
have...
I don't know if anyone figured out, like in game, if they figure out what he was doing.
Go ahead, Kieran. You were talking.
What's that?
Kieran would have set out a bedroll that he has, and he would have like made himself as comfortable as he could. And well, from there he's taking a proper rest.
Roxas is leaning against the owl bear, sitting, looking at the little babies.
And as you sleep during the night, Kieran, as you're curled up nice and cozy next to the fire, all you hear is Kieran.
Oh no.
No, oh my goodness.
And that
That
is enough
would-
to jolt you awake.
And to anyone who is able to see him, he would be breathing very heavily and looking around, slightly panicked.
Does Roxas notice this?
No.
I would assume so. No, okay.
You
Everyone
said this
else,
is the middle of the night.
everyone is still in a deep slumber. The voice, the voice
Okay.
Except for
that
elves don't sleep.
Yeah, I was like, we don't sleep.
Yeah, I think
Elves actually
I was
don't.
gonna
Oh,
say
wait,
they
that's
just
right.
meditate. Yeah, they just
Yeah, they
meditate.
Yeah, because they're elves. Because they're elves.
But you would have been in a deep state. You wouldn't have caught on to it.
Right?
Okay.
But
We would have been alternating on who was keeping watch, though.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
if Roxas didn't see anything, then I guess it's Adrian.
I'm not gonna lie,
He was awake.
you're doing that kind of actually kind of spooked me.
I was gonna say
It just out of nowhere.
that was supposed to be the point. So
So
let's see. Can I
Kira's
actually
reaction is
find?
both accurate to me and like how basically anyone would react.
Okay, let's see. Can I find something?
Also, Rich, before the next day, I wanted to say Jenny's up at at the crack of dawn, just as the sun's rising.
I see.
But the thing is, he actually is he's like take while everyone's still like sleeping. I'm guessing these two are still like meditating. He is just looking around for because he figures
Adrian's
everyone's
not
still
meditating.
Oh,
He's
not?
awake.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was
Oh.
gonna say since they're keeping
Okay.
watch alternating between who was
Oh, gotcha.
meditating
That-
and who
Okay, then well,
was
whoever's awake at as the sun's just rising, you'll see Jenny just walking around this is gonna sound weird for Jenny, but he's walking around looking at for flowers and picking them up.
Well,
it brings a smile to my face.
Well,
well,
that's to wait. We still have something to do.
it's still in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
So
still in the middle of the night.
Oh, sorry,
you're
sorry,
still
sorry.
asleep.
Patience,
Oh, sorry,
young
I thought-
Padawan.
Sorry.
Patience.
So,
Sorry.
Kieran, as you wake up with a jolt, right beside
boy.
you, you see what appears to be a spectral wolf. Do not be alarmed, Kieran. I mean you no harm.
And in response, he goes, how can I not be frightened about a
It i-
voice just talking to me all of a sudden?
It is hard to comprehend, young Kieran. Your parents never told you about us, did they?
And with that, he gives a look of confusion as he has no memory of what his parents looked like. For he never saw them when from the time that he could, as far back as he can remember, he has no memories of what his actual parents look like.
I can see you're mildly confused. But do not be alarmed.
Mildly is an understatement.
Be not alarmed, young Kieran. I am one of your ancestors. There is much for you to learn, young Kieran. More than you have ever known. One day, I will return to you, and I will reveal all that there is to know. Do not be afraid when I come back around, young Kieran. I will reveal all to you. And with that,
And
the spectral wolf disappears. Now, Adrian.
And-
Sorry,
Hmm.
go on, Kieran?
and with that, there are so many questions rolling around in his mind. Like, one in particular is, how could a wolf be his ancestor when he is a Vulpin? And Vulpins are bipedal foxes.
Now,
They're cousins.
now,
Huh.
Adrian,
Huh.
you noticed
Hmm.
the sudden. You saw Kieran shoot up from his slumber, and you have noticed that he was what appears to be talking to himself. It appears, according to you, Adrian, he was having a one-sided conversation.
Maybe they're just talking to themselves.
If you do choose to get out, I'm gonna say that Rox has her head leaning on your shoulder as she is sleeping.
Oh.
Hmm.
Jenny's just in a just sleeping in a tree, talking in his sleep.
Mm-hmm.
All that bacon.
I was just saying that just in case
So
Adrian would have walked
much
up to Kieran.
I gotcha.
Gotcha. Hmm. All right.
But with that,
Adrian is going
go on.
to gently push Roxas so that she's more so leaning on the owl bear, sort of balance her there. And just, okay. Make sure she's doing all right. Before he gets up and walks over to Kieran. You okay?
What was that?
What was
I-
what?
He he looks towards the campfire. You didn't see a I, what could they have meant? How can a wolf hmm. I
As Adrian tosses a couple
it's
extra sticks onto the fire, prodding a little bit of life into it again.
I saw one of my ancestors just now.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least they claim to be my ancestors. But and they mentioned my parents, and yet as far as I can remember, there's I have always been on the streets. Not a Vulcan, not a fellow Vulcan in sight.
Hmm. I will admit, actually, let me roll on my knowledge of Vulpins. 'Cause I was like,
Yeah, so that'd be
okay.
history.
I'm gonna say, no worries, I got this. A 3.
Oh
Well,
God!
Oh
So,
god.
so you're just gonna try BS this out of your house?
Adrian just says, "What does the fox say?"
well,
No! 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 No!
to let's say, to my knowledge, foxes sort of say are
Kieran
were
just looks at
descendant of wolves. It's what I've read, at least. I don't know much about the Vulpins, but
Kieran just
maybe is it
looks at
somewhat similar?
Adrian.
I do not
Kieran
know.
just Kieran just looks at Adrian with a look of skepticism. Like, even though he doesn't know much about his own kind, something about what he's saying doesn't feel right.
So
Deep down, he knows it, but he can't place why.
who knows? Maybe down the family tree line, there was a wolf in your history. Who can say? What
They
matters is that you are you.
they said that they would come to me at a later time. In a similar way, if I'm to guess. Because you saw me jolt awake, didn't you?
Yes, I was very aware of your awakening.
It
In the dead of night when nothing else is moving.
that reason why it spoke to me before it appeared. Tell me, would
Hmm.
you be how would you react if something like that happened to you?
If a supposed ancestor visited me in the middle of the night,
Exactly.
to where only I could see it and not someone else.
He nods.
My only guess would be then that was sort of a dream vision, and you were still partially asleep. And that's why it could speak to you, and I would not be able to see. I have
Kieran
read
is
a spell like that before.
Kieran falls silent, as if thinking. And it seems like he even gets lost in that thought of everything. What happened to my voice there?
Mm-hmm.
And he eventually snaps out of it and looks to Adrian with a little thankful smile as a way of saying thank you for listening.
Hmm. Get some more rest. We'll need it in the morning.
I
And
will certainly try.
Adrian's gonna go back over or here here with a couple of sticks that he's been, just whittling at, sort of making them into approximate shapes of arrows. But not quite. It is good.
And
Just something that he's just sort of working on while waiting for everyone else to wake up.
While Jenny's still talking in his sleep before sunrise, she's just like, "No, ma'am, I can't possibly eat any more bacon."
and Kieran shuffles back into his bedroll, trying his best to get back to sleep. It would take, with all the thoughts racing in his head, it's difficult. But he does eventually manage to fall asleep. For real, this time.
And as you rest, somewhere else, all that can be heard is.
Of course, Slayer notices his head fall back on my shoulder.
Perfect. The plan is going according as I wished for it. Very soon, all of Faerun will fall to my knees, and I will see it as its rightful ruler.
And with that, I think we will finish it off on that session.
Yay!
So let me just pause it here. So
Also, I will send you.
that's
I will
how that
post the
works.
notes I took in the Discord.
Cheers, because I'm going to need those. So let's end the session there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that actually went according to plan.
That went pretty
Yay.
good.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
So I was looking, while listening into that conversation, I was looking at the next date for the next session. Let's see. Does May 25th work for everyone? For the same time?
That's a Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be on. It'll be a.
Wait, hold on a sec. Wait. 25th.
Yeah.
Yeah, May 25th.
Because I was going to say May 28th is a Saturday, I thought.
No, May 28th is a
Yes.
Wednesday.
That's
May
Wednesday.
Hold on a sec, let me
25th
double.
That's a
is-
Wednesday.
Let me double check. Let me
That's a
double
Wednesday,
check.
you dumb nut.
Yeah, I said Sunday. I don't know if I'm working that day. It's the only thing. Because I'd have to
So,
request
Memorial-
off that day.
Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
extra work.
Oh.
Well, I was gonna
Okay.
say I don't work Sundays, but I know Saturday the 28th I am going to the convention. But like I said, this 28th, the day after that Sunday, I'd be free.
Well, then you should be fine. It's the 25th, so that's only 3
One
days
sec,
before the 28th.
let me double check my calendar. Give me a sec.
It
It might be risky for me because, like I said, I already requested off that. Wait, hold on a sec.
Excuse me, sorry.
What the heck?
So
Wait, did they-
what we can do is we can
Hold on a
see
sec.
if you
Are
want.
you thinking June 28th?
Hold on a sec. I gotta double check the calendar. Hold on a sec.
Yeah, the
Because
28th is a
Asen said it was-
Wednesday.
Oh no, sorry,
hold on a
the
sec.
25th. Sorry.
No, I'm talking to.
Oh,
to
Oh no, 25th. I
Apache?
weekend.
gotta
The
look
28th
at
is a
something because
Wednesday.
I gotta look
The
because
25th is Sunday.
Asen. Yeah, I gotta say because Asen might be not on a weekend this year, so I'm confused about. Oh, okay, never mind. No, my bad. It's May. Asen is May 17th. Okay, so yeah, I can do the 25th. Yeah, I
Okay.
can do the 25th. I was confused for a minute.
Yeah, I did,
Did that mean I
Ignis.
requested the wrong?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it.
I've been
But
going.
we came back.
I've been going for like
Yeah,
7
I could do
hours.
25th.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Which
you need a
is
rest.
is 25th okay for everyone?
Yeah, as long as it's Sunday, I'm
Yes.
good.
25th
Yeah.
works for
As
me.
far as
And
I
I'm proud
know,
of
I
my
should be
dice.
free. As far as I know, I should be free. But I will let you guys know if something does come up.
Yeah, so you can let us know if anything comes up before the 25th. I can always reschedule till like maybe June 1st. And we'll
Mhm.
see.
This is a fun first session.
Yeah, I mean it was good for a first session.
Also, I gotta remember next session when we starts the morning to do what I was doing, and I'm probably gonna use my slime powers just to get rid of that body before it stinks too much. Actually, I would say I probably did that before I went to bed. I probably used my engulf thing just to dissolve the body so it doesn't stink all night.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that would be hard to sleep with that thing rotting over there.
Sure. But we can do that in the next session, so you can write that down
Okay.
on a note if you want to.
Okay. I'll add that to the notes. I'll add that as a
Okay.
note there.
So with that, I'm gonna just mute you guys for a second while I,
Okay.
the dungeon mommy, goes back to their chambers.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be back momentarily.
Right. Later, chat.
And so concludes an episode of the Echoes of Eldoria. What will our adventurers find in the next episode? What was this mysterious being who visited Kieran? What other mysteries does our tale have to tell? I'm afraid I can't give away too many secrets. So with that being said, we are going to find someone to raid into. But yes, tonight was definitely fun. I enjoyed doing my first ever D&D session. It was absolutely phenomenal. I loved it. And I cannot wait to do more of it. It's going to be fantastic. I have so many ideas in the works. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please stick around while we find a person to raid into. I'm sure there might be someone that is live right now. Do you know what? Let's go and say hello to our wonderful succubi, Sarah. So remember to get your raid messages if they will play. They should play. If not, just use these ones. It'll be fine. So remember to give. Just remember to give Sarah all the love and support. Drop them a follow. And I will see all my wonderful little cryptids tomorrow. Remember to take care of yourselves. Make sure you eat well, you sleep well, you drink well. Make sure you put yourselves first. And I will return tomorrow as your wonderful Mama Cryptid for another wonderful stream. I'll see all my little beans tomorrow. Bye bye.